Hi everyone. I'm just having a bit of a rant today, to be honest. I don't know about you, but I've just had my council tax bill for this year, and of course it's gone up again, thanks to our wonderful government underfunding councils in the first place. And of course, let's not forget some of the mismanagement that some of these councils sadly are involved in, i.e. making the wrong decisions without public consultation a lot of the time, or behind closed doors. But anyway, I just noticed on the council tax today, there is one thing there I think that, to be honest, we could save money overnight on, and that is paying this police crime commissioner. Now, I'm sorry, but we are not in Gotham City with Batman, where we need, as far as I can see, a police crime commissioner. Effectively, these people are usually career politicians who have little or no experience of policing, and we're paying them quite a bit of money to basically, a lot of the time, I don't know what they do, to be honest. You do wonder. Certainly it seems as if ours likes to promote himself when the mood or the situation suits, to be fair. But I really don't know what they do. So yeah, in that respect, I'm a bit ignorant, but nonetheless, I just think to myself, if it was, what I would like to see is at least, a policeman or somebody who's been a policeman, who's risen through the ranks and actually knows something about policing. Not a politician who's probably strategizing and saying, oh, this will be a good idea, that will be a good idea. But rather somebody who's had hands-on experience of what it's like out there to be an officer on the beat. So I've got to be honest, I just think the police crime commissioner is an absolute waste of money. And as far as I can see, most of the time it's been career politicians who are just on the gravy train to make a bit of money, with little or no experience, or they've had managerial experience in something. This is something, again, I just really absolutely hate. And I think the same about the NHS with that. We've got so many people being paid insane salaries to manage, where I just think, I know I'm getting on, I'm older, and I do remember the days when you'd have like matrons and all that sort of business that you only usually see now in Carry On films from the past. But I just think it seems as if, like, the moment you start paying managers, everything seems to fall apart. I'm sorry, that's just my own opinion, but but anyway, as I say, I think, there you go, that's a nice cut off your council tax. Let's get rid of these police crime commissioners. We don't need them. I just think they're a waste of money. They're full of, it's usually career politicians, and we don't need them, do we? So anyway, sorry, I'm just in a bit of a ranty mood, but the other thing I was going to mention, really, is the fact that our wonderful Jeremy Hunt, the man who works opposite Rishi Sunak, or as I like to think, Rishi Sunak is a bit like King Midas in reverse, in that not everything he turns to is gold, but rather everything he does seem to touch turns to, shit, basically. So you've got this government and Mr. Hunt, who seems to think that everybody who's on disability benefit or is sick is either not willing to work, has basically made a choice that they can't work, they don't want to work. basically everybody who claims any sort of benefit is basically work shy and a scrounger. And completely untrue. From my own point of view, I'll just share this very quickly. I had a gardening business until recently. So self-employed, have an incident, blood clot on the kidney. This was in October last year. Still having tests, got an MRI next week because of abnormalities being found there. Claimed ESA, employment support allowance. So of course then I end up having a questionnaire over the phone, the usual medical thing that they do now, an incapacity test for work. So I go through all this rigmarole of all these questions, and I get a letter through basically saying, sorry, you're not entitled to this anymore. We found you fit. So, again, I know they get HCAs and stuff on the questionnaires, but since when have the DWP become medical experts? But it just shows this is a genuine case. The last thing I wanted to be was, not doing anything. So I've had to claim. I appealed. So far I'm still getting it. But it just shows you the whole joke. If anybody is ripping off the taxpayer, I'm sorry, but it's the government. We look back at November last year, and we had the King, we had Rishi Sunak, and who else was it? Do you know what? I can't remember now. But there was a third person, and they're going to a forum to discuss climate change. So what do? Not only do they make a mockery of that by flying privately in a private jet, all of them, separately, I might add, but how much is that costing us, the taxpayer? These are the people who are wasting taxpayers' money. It's not the people who are ill, and you think to yourself, is it any wonder that some people, are ill or, become depressed or whatever? And it's because of the way that people are treated. They're viewed as if everybody's viewed who tries to claim anything as if they're a scammer, and it's just not true. So anyway, that's my rant for today. So thanks for putting up with it, and I'm sure I'll have more to rant about, being the grumpy old man that I am. I'll see you next time. Bye.